Hello and welcome to KLM Institute.
The world is buzzing with reactions after a shocking Oval Office confrontation between U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. This tense exchange has sent ripples through global politics, exposing fractures in alliances, and sparking heated debates on where the world stands in this escalating geopolitical drama. Trump's unexpected public reprimand of Zelenskyy, calling him ungrateful and accusing him of gambling with millions of lives, has taken diplomatic tensions to a whole new level. Never before has a U.S. president so openly criticized an ally in such a high-profile setting. And the reaction? Absolutely explosive. European leaders wasted no time in making their stance clear. French President Emmanuel Macron was firm in his response, stating, "There is an aggressor, Russia. There is a victim, Ukraine." Germany's likely next chancellor, Friedrich Merz, echoed similar sentiments, warning against confusing the attacker with the attacked. And then came a bold move from the European Union. 800 billion euros is now being mobilized to strengthen Europe's defense capabilities. This is a direct message. Europe is preparing to stand on its own, without waiting for U.S. leadership. But the fallout didn't stop at politics, it's now affecting global business. A major Norwegian oil company has announced it will stop supplying fuel to U.S. Navy ships, calling the Oval Office clash the biggest disaster ever. This decision signals that even international corporations are questioning their ties with the U.S. under Trump's current leadership. Inside America, reactions have been sharply divided. Republican lawmakers are backing Trump, praising his tough stance, while Democrats are calling it a disaster for U.S. foreign relations. Senator Jack Reed went as far as to say this moment plays right into Putin's hands, while Senator Bernie Sanders emphasized the need to stand by Democratic allies rather than undermine them. But what does this all mean for the world? The shift is already happening. Some countries are beginning to distance themselves from the U.S., questioning its reliability as a global leader. Others are reaffirming their support for Ukraine, reinforcing the idea that democracy must be defended at all costs. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau made it clear, Ukraine's fight for democracy, freedom, and sovereignty is a fight that matters to us all. Canada will continue to stand with Ukraine. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz stood firm. Ukraine can rely on Germany and Europe. Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni pushed for an emergency summit between the U.S., European nations, and allies to reassess strategies moving forward. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer's government also reiterated unwavering support for Ukraine. And Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese delivered a strong statement, emphasizing that Ukraine's battle is against an authoritarian regime with imperialistic designs beyond Ukraine. But not everyone is standing with the US or Ukraine. Maldives President Mohamed Nasheed didn't hold back, warning that the sooner Europe realizes the US can no longer be trusted, the better it will be for the free world. Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen called Trump's attack a punch in the gut for Ukraine, and the way it unfolded only benefits the Kremlin. And then there's former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev, who reacted with sarcasm, referring to the Oval Office moment as a brutal dressing down. For Russia, this public humiliation of Zelenskyy is a major win, fueling their narrative that Western alliances are crumbling. So, where does this leave us? The world is now at a crossroads. The US's unpredictable diplomacy is forcing Europe and other nations to rethink their strategies. Ukraine still has strong allies, but the cracks in Western unity are beginning to show. This moment could redefine global alliances for years to come.
During the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't know
God
that.
bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on
position
this
to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're doing.
I'm not
You're
dictating.
in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're
will-
going to feel very
you will
good.
feel influenced.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a
Brown,
good position.
I
You don't
was
have the
saying-
cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards.
cards.
But right now, you don't.
I'm very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're gambling
I'm the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
what do you
You're
think about?
gambling with
What do you
World
think
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's
with all
backed you
respect to your
far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of
are you
America
speaking about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country is
Can I-
in big
can I-
trouble.
can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No,
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this.
I...
You have a damn good chance of
we are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through
I
this
said thank
stupid
you.
president, $350 billion.
You voted
We gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
Yes. What about West
If
speaking?
you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course he has.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of times thank you to American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on
I
over
understand,
there.
sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing.
Stay tuned, because this story is far from over. More leaders are expected to weigh in, and the consequences of this clash will continue to unfold. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to KLM Institute for real-time updates on world affairs. We'll keep you informed with the latest developments shaping our future.